It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, let's go. Friday show.
You stole my job. You stole my open.
January 19th, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network. WoodwardSports.com. Fox2Detroit.com. And the Fox local app. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Part of our 61,000 subscribers on this platform. Thank you very much. Braylon Edwards, looking very Detroit-ish. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, you're not mad. You're not mad.
Hey, man,
doing here?
What's going on?
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ryan. Ryan, we missed you, man. It's always better when the whole team is back in action. You're looking good.
I'm feeling good, baby. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I was laid out. I don't know what I had, but I was laid up and laid out for the past 2 days. No doubt. I do feel, pretty good. They pump you full of steroids and a Z-Pack these days. You feel good 48 hours later.
Z-Pack is undefeated.
Right, it is. No doubt about that. Tom Mazaway, hello.
Hello. Welcome back. We hate doing the show without you. But we did our best, man.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Well, you did
Matt
great.
Broder.
This
Matt
guy
Broder,
especially.
Braylon has he's blossomed. Let's just say that.
You guys are too kind.
And Broder was so great that he sat in.
Absolutely. He doesn't need a mic though.
He projects a lot of volume in the voice.
I think he could rival Pete for loud voice.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Broder's facts matter though.
He does. I love Broder. Absolutely.
I'm joking, Pete. I'm joking.
It's fantastic. So great to be with you guys. Pete Spivak, Jeremy Bryant, the great JP is with us as well. Guys, here we are.
Yeah.
It is incredible that we are continuing to talk about actual games for the Detroit Lions. None bigger than this week. They are, you know what I found myself doing, with, like my wife or my parents, like my mom, not my dad, but, they don't understand the playoff format. Like, what's the wild card? What does that mean? The divisional, what does that mean? Like, how many more games to the Super Bowl? Like, this is so new to many non-sports fans who want to get in on the fun. It's like, well, babe, we got to win 3 games to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We've won 1. This means if we win 1 more, we play in the game to get to the Super Bowl. It's kind of fun talking in those terms as well.
It's so funny though because they understand that, like, to get to this point, you don't have to break down, well, because this team was this seed, they have to play this seed, and all you got to tell them is you win 3. You won it all.
That's right.
And that's something that they all understand. But the fact that, like you said, we're having this conversation, and oh, by the way, it's about the Detroit Lions. Like, this whole week has been a love fest for the Lions, a love fest for the city. But at the end of the day, they got a real opponent coming in here on Sunday. It's going to be a fun game.
This has been the greatest sports experience of my life, and I've been through Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers' great run from 06 to 14. But this team is just special to me, and I know it's special to, I'd say, most of Detroit. This is the number 1 team in town, and we've had nothing to cheer about for 30-plus years. And to be in this talk, to be having a second playoff game at home with a chance to win this game and go to the NFC Championship game, it's spectacular. I know back in 92 when they had that run and they met their match in the Redskins and they wound up winning the Super Bowl. This is a different time, man. This is a team that's even better than that team. And what I mean by that is from 1 to 53, they are deeper than that team was. That was a fantastic team, but I really believe that we've got the goods to take this, man. This is they could win, guys.
Yeah,
they could win.
You know why this is the team, and this is just my estimation. Once again, I'm a 3-year Lions fan. Work with me, but I definitely have been cheering for them all season long last year as well. I think it's because each Lions team, starting with that 91 team, with each coach, with each new system, there was always some carryover to the past Lions. It was always a carryover to the past team. When Wayne Fonts left, it was carryover to Bobby Williams. There was carryover to insert coach here, there's always been carryover. No coach actually completely gutted the system, started over, and then went on about his business. And that's exactly what happened with Dan Campbell and this team. But not only that, look at how the team was left a certain way. Like Matt Patricia and Dan Quinn, or Bob Quinn, what those two did was atrocious. And everybody thought this Lions team would just be in the pits forever, as we all did. But on the heels of that, insert Dan Campbell, insert Brad Holmes, insert a complete reboot outside of Taylor Decker. A complete reboot. Sheila Hamp even changed her name. And I know it's funny, but it's a complete reboot. And in 3 years, here you are hosting your second playoff game and you're Kings in the North. That's why this is the team, in my estimation.
And the way the schedule is kind of broken out, each week it feels pretty cool as well, with the Lions playing the night game on Sunday night in the wild card round.
Yeah.
They already knew when they took the field that if they won, they would get another home game the next week. The way the schedule breaks out this week, they will know when they take the field whether or not they will host with a win the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game, or whether they'll have to go to San Francisco. So, I mean, there's so much more at stake. Can you imagine the crowd if Green Bay does win that game on Saturday night? How amped up everybody is going to be in hopes that you get that game next week. I just want to say to the chat out there, great, Steven said he had to explain the playoff format to his kids. His kids have never seen anything like it. By the way, do you like my new glasses?
I love them. I was
Sexy specs.
Lens craft.
I like it.
Some Tom Ford.
That was
the
very
old lens
nice.
crafters. Absolutely.
Very presidential.
Thank you very much.
You saw the show yesterday. That's what it was. You saw the glass. Okay, I see.
Man, you look good in the glasses. Yeah, man, but this is fun. But, Maz, you talked about that we haven't had anything to cheer about for 30 years plus when it comes to the Detroit Lions. We have not had anything to cheer about in 10 plus years as a sports fan in the city.
Correct.
We have had a great run with the Tigers and the Pistons and the Red Wings. We have enjoyed championships with those franchises.
Ago,
but that's right, Braylon. It has been over a decade since we have had any success with our professional franchises, and that is why not only just the fact that it's the Lions, but that is why this feels like it means so much to the city of Detroit to have this team excel at this specific time.
100%. You guys, the city of Detroit, we don't have one of the major. Before these last 3 years, we have been struggling. Like you said, for the hills of 7 years, now 10, you haven't had a team really take on responsibility and become that for the city. And not only is it a team, look, we love the Red Wings. We love the Tigers. We love the Pistons. It's hard to, but we love the Pistons. But the Lions are the lifeblood of this state, not just the city, the state. So the fact that it's the Lions, who people have been waiting for years and years and years to do it, it's the team in the state, and they're doing it at a high level.
What do you think the odds were at the beginning of last year if I told you the Michigan Wolverines would be in the national championship game and win it, and the Detroit Lions would be in the divisional round of the playoffs hosting a game at Ford Field? What do you think the odds were? Excuse me, what?
Somebody.
Can I help you?
Somebody said exactly
You
that.
got some phlegm going? What do you got?
That's exactly what both of us have not only predicted but said, that this was that year. This was the year for Michigan to win the national championship, and
this was the year
for the Detroit Lions. I'm on videotape from June saying that the Lions were going to win the NFC North, win 13 games, and by the way, if it wasn't for that Dallas Cowboys screw job, they would have won 13 games, but that they'd win 13, win the NFC North, host a playoff game, and make it to the NFC Championship game. I can send that video to you right now.
That'll be awesome.
But the only thing people want to talk about as far as my predictions go are Malik Willis.
Oh, yeah. I remember him.
Nobody cares about that.
You mean Malik Willis?
But nonetheless, this is exactly what we've been talking about. I think that's why we're having so much fun up here, Braylon, because we have, I don't want to say we, called this. We did call this. This is what we anticipated. This is what we dreamed about, and this is what we thought could happen.
I'm going to say it like this. First and foremost, we definitely will take credit for that. Ryan, Ermanni, and myself, we said it at the end of last year. We said Michigan was going to win it all. This had to be the year. You said, you look at Alabama's quarterback. They didn't have one necessarily going into the season. Georgia, the same thing. Ohio State, the same thing. It was this year. You talk about the Lions. We knew Aaron Rodgers leaving. Green Bay's down. Don't believe in Justin Fields. You don't believe in the Chicago Bears. And then the Minnesota Vikings. What are they going to do with Kirk Cousins? You didn't know. We said that they would do exactly that. Now, not taking credit, just being honest, that was a logical thing to pick. You looking at Michigan returning everybody, including their quarterback and everybody and their coach, and everybody else around the country is making major changes. It makes sense that this will be the year that Michigan wins it all. You look at the Lions and how they finished the season last year, 8-2, last 10 games. The NFC North falling apart. Aaron Rodgers leaves. Justin Fields is a mess, and you still don't know what the Minnesota Vikings are. Both decisions, they made logical sense to me, and I agree. I think that's why it's like, yeah, because we knew it made sense.
And, Lions aside, it's just one of the fun parts about this, too, is I'm glad that they're not playing the first game of the weekend. You can kind of, settle in a little bit as well. I mean, you've got a game that really doesn't mean a lot in terms of the Lions. Of course, at 4:30, you've got Houston and Baltimore. But then that night game on Saturday, we will all huddle as a Lions fan and be glued to that Packers 49ers game. It's a game that's a 10-point spread and 9.5, I think it is officially. But
Fox game, my favorite.
Absolutely. But Green Bay, I think, can win that football game. I don't think this is a situation where San Francisco is going to come out and just blitz Green Bay out of the building. I think Green Bay has a legitimate shot to win that football game. I'll be rooting hard for Green Bay, and we were messing with Lindsey Hunter earlier, Braylon, after their show. Yeah, he's a huge 49ers fan. He's like, oh, you want the easier path? Well, I don't think there's anything easy about the Green Bay Packers, number one, but
we don't want to travel.
Having the home game trumps everything. The amount of money, over $20 million, will be spent in downtown Detroit this weekend because the Lions are playing at home. $20 million spent last weekend in the city of Detroit because the Lions were playing at home. And with Green Bay seemingly being shot out of a cannon and Jordan Love looking as good as he does, there is no guarantee that you'll get a home game next year. That Green Bay team is for real. That franchise is for real. And who knows? The Lions might go 12-5 or 13-4 and not win the NFC North next year. You never know when you'll have this opportunity again. That's why I always talk. Each year is so unique to its own year.
Yeah, each league is unique to its own year. The Detroit Lions proved that this year by winning the division. But you bring it up, man. You talk about these Packers. They didn't come out of anywhere, Ryan. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They're operating at an all-time high. Remember everybody with Matt earlier, Aaron Rodgers, when he still played there, was taking shots at Matt LaFleur, talking about he's been playing in the league longer than he's been coaching, and he knows offenses, he does it. Well, now that Jordan Love seems to have cooled down, Matt LaFleur wrapped his arms around Jordan Love, and they really getting offense going the right way, man. They run the same similar style as the 49ers. Who knows Kyle Shanahan better than Matt LaFleur and vice versa? This is a game in which 49ers better watch out because they have the best rushing attack coming in right now, which is the Green Bay Packers. They have the best passing attack as it relates to efficiency, which is the Green Bay Packers coming to this game, and the 49ers have been sitting at home for the last 2 weeks. So it is very, very real, very, very real possibility that the Green Bay Packers can go out there and beat the 49ers. The only thing I would keep an eye on is Green Bay's offense or defense was on the field last week for 89 plays. That's a lot of plays when you're playing against that 49ers offense.
First quarter tells it all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. First possessions for each team will tell that game. If Green Bay gets on them like they did Dallas, they'll win that game. If the 49ers come out, stop Green Bay, score a couple touchdowns, 49ers will run them out of the building. I'm telling you, the first 2 possessions for each team, that's the whole game. Green Bay definitely can win that game, and they are definitely here to stay. Matt LaFleur has got the offense he wants. Without Aaron Rodgers, as good as Aaron Rodgers was, this is the offense he's always wanted to run, and it looks like they struck gold again with their 3rd straight quarterback. This Jordan Love could be a franchise quarterback.
Mavs, you're absolutely correct. The one thing I say that Green Bay does have to do, one, they have to establish the run, and they can't be afraid to stay with the run if San Fran scores early. The thing that makes Green Bay so dangerous right now is Aaron Jones.
Oh, he is
Aaron
playing
Jones
great.
is the best running back in the NFL currently to date. He is operating at an all-time high. I think 5 games in a row, over 100 yards. He's looking dominant. He's looking fast. He's looking healthy. If they can keep him involved in the game, Green Bay will be fine for the majority of the game. But if Green Bay gets down and then they abandon the pass, you got to remember, Jordan Love is still a what? He is a rookie. This is his first time in the playoffs. You don't want to put all that on him.
Lions and Bucs in the divisional round. More on this. What area do you feel is the biggest spot that the Lions have to secure? We'll do that next. But first, a message from us here at WSN. Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It is a new era in sports wearables. New designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Click shop. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today. woodwardsports.com. Click shop.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 and make your home buying dreams come true. And now back to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
Lions are a 6.5-point favorite against Baker Mayfield and the Bucs on Sunday, 3 o'clock. Of course, they beat Tampa Bay 20-6 in Week 6 back in October. The Lions played that game, Braylon, without Brian Branch, without Josh Pascal, without C.J. Gardner-Johnson, without Jahmyr Gibbs. And they lost David Montgomery, I believe, early in the second quarter. Still got the win. How much can you take from that game and move forward in the playoffs?
I mean, you still played against certain guys on that team. You played against that offensive line. You played against Vita Vea, who's a damn good player. He's like a wall. You heard the guys talk about him. Played against him. You played against some of the wide receivers as well. Tampa's a different team, but to your point, you played against these guys head up, one-on-one. You've seen the matchups that you're going to have for the most part, so you understand what this team is, at least at their core. Now, you haven't seen how well they've been playing on offense in the last 5-6 weeks, really letting Baker rip. Like, that offense is potent with him, and they're even starting to run the ball with Rachaad White a little better. But with that being said, like you said, the key pieces that weren't in that game, no Brian Branch, no Jahmyr Gibbs. Look at the season Jahmyr Gibbs had after he came back from that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Look at the season Brian Branch has had when he's been in there. And then you talk about the guy who's a catalyst. He's the heart and soul of his team, not just the defense, the team, and that's CD Deuce, and he's back, and he's on full display. So I think they're a much different team, but it's still going to be uphill climb with this guy.
So one of the areas that this team absolutely has to get better at, but I wrestle with saying that because I'll tell you why. Over the last 4 weeks, over the last month, Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 181 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 12 catches, 192 yards, and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 13 catches, 227 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 6 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown. This team has been getting torched by the opposing team's number one receiver. Obviously, you look at Tampa, and the two most effective and playmakers that they have are their 2 wide receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Now, as I listed those incredible individual performances off, I do that and say the Lions were 3-1 in those games and probably should have been 4-0. So it almost feels, Bray, like they're letting the number one guy get off. Pause. But at the same time, they are doing what they have to do when it comes time. In the red zone, they're not getting beat too badly. They're making teams settle for field goals. That's a really big part of that.
Welcome back, Ryan and Monty. I knew it was in there somewhere. Pause. Yeah, this is very true. But the good thing, not the good thing, the other thing about that, Ryan and Monty, as you look at it, they have other wide receivers that can make plays. You look at the teams you talk about Justin Jefferson, you talk about Puka Nacua, you talk about CeeDee Lamb. None of those teams had running games. Kyron Williams didn't run forth of anything when he was here last week.
And he got hurt.
He got hurt, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't have the running element. You didn't have CeeDee Lamb didn't get off against the Detroit Lions. You look at the running game of the Minnesota Vikings. It didn't do anything. It was all on the pass, so they never had to worry about the run game. Rachaad White, as of late, has had a really good last 4 games with them. He's averaging over 75 yards. And also, they got other players at the wide receiver position. Otten was a tight end, didn't play the first time the Lions played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Otten is a damn good tight end. He dropped a couple passes, but he's made plays down the stretch. You also have David Moore. That's the guy with the speed. And then you also have Palmer. So they don't just have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They got an emerging running back in Rachaad White, and you got 3 other weapons outside of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So it's going to be a tall task for this defense.
There's nothing to laugh about on that defensive side either on that Buccaneers team.
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield Jr. and the rest of that team. And you get the kid from Pittsburgh, Elijah Cansey, who we had yesterday. We had TJ Reeves on. He does the sidelines for the Buccaneers. He couldn't have been any better at describing this team. He just kept naming name after name after name. They're all going to be all pros. This Antoine Winfield, he says he could probably get votes for Defensive Player of the Year. The kid is the real deal. The Lions, they got their work cut out for them. They're as good as Tampa. They're better. They beat them. But this is a different Buck team and, of course, a different Lion team. Both teams hitting their peak right now, and we'll see. We'll see what happens on Sunday. It's going to be a lot tougher. I think 6.5 is too much.
Yeah, the Buccaneers have definitely covered that spread. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't put it on the Bucs, the Lions to cover that spread. The Bucs are a damn good team. The Lions are better. Simply put, the Lions are a better team, and they still on the road too. You want to talk about the last 6?
And they're home.
You talk about the last 5 of 6 that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won. I think the Lions have won the last 7 of 9. So if you want to play that game, they're on the road too. I just think it is going to be an interesting game, as I said, because you have that going on. But at the same time, the Lions are ready for something like this. Pick up the blitz. Pick up the blitz. I think that's one of the things that they have a lot of success on. Todd Bowles, excellent defensive coordinator. They have a lot of success because teams don't come ready to pick up the blitz. Look at Nick Sirianni. That's why he's on full display, and how that defense was. Oh, my bad. I mean, Matt Patricia's defense. Look how that defense was. I mean, that offense. They could not pick up a blitz to save their life, and that's all they do. It's not like they hide them. It's not like they disguise them. They're blitzing 75% of the time. So if they can pick up the blitz, well, now you stall it off that defensive line. Now you give yourself a chance to beat them down, wear them down. You can't blitz when you're tired.
You know, I think all of us in this room, too, did not give Todd Bowles any credit for being named head coach at the end of last season, and he has coached his tail off this year. He has done more with less, I think, too, to bring that team together and ultimately win their division, the NFC South division, win a playoff game, and they come to Detroit with a lot of confidence. I think so many of us here locally in Detroit, I'll just say it, looking by the Bucs a little bit, trying to figure out if we're going to be home to the Packers or have to go on the road to San Francisco. I'm not sure too many of us are taking Tampa Bay seriously, and that's, shame on us because that team has earned their spot in this round, and that team is playing for that quarterback and that head coach, those two guys together. They're really playing for each other there in Tampa. And you may be right. This could be a dogfight.
Yeah, I mean, the story there is, Todd Bowles, he takes over. Look, make what you do good. Like, make what you do. Like, your side of the ball. As a head coach, if you're an offensive mind, make sure the offense is operating at a real good clip. If you're a defensive mind like Todd Bowles, make sure the defense is coming on. As the season went on and guys got healthy, Todd Bowles' side of the ball started looking great. And the great thing I love, too, is, Maz, you brought this story up. Todd Bowles did the same thing that Sean McVay did for Baker Mayfield. Sean McVay came here and said, we got 5 games left in the season. Look, just go out there and be Baker Mayfield. Well, you know what happened this year once they realized early on in the year? Todd Bowles just said, Baker, we got you here to be Baker Mayfield. Yeah. We brought you here to be Baker Mayfield. When you instill confidence like that into somebody that's a number 1 overall pick, somebody that's a Heisman Trophy winner, we've seen that same thing here in Detroit with Jared Goff. When you give somebody that confidence, they can do amazing things.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what you're seeing with that situation. But the Detroit Lions, man, this game was tailor-made for them. And Ben Johnson, Todd Bowles is going to Ben Johnson and Todd Bowles is going to be a fun match.
Hey, back-to-back games where number 1 picks, overall picks, are facing each other.
Yeah.
Last week, Stafford against Goff. This week, Goff against Baker Mayfield. It's really a great script the NFL came up with. I'm all in, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch these 4 games.
It's no secret. Look at the teams left in the playoffs. Jordan Love was a first-round quarterback. Matt Stafford was a first-round quarterback. Both the quarterbacks in this game were first-round quarterbacks. Mahomes, first-round quarterback. Josh Allen, first-round quarterback. There is no secret anymore. Ryan, you said that 2 years ago.
So one of the things that I'm thinking about here, too, with the Lions is, part of me feels like, I totally agree with you. This is probably going to be a close game.
Yeah.
But part of me feels like they're just going to blow the doors off Tampa Bay. And part of that is because of this release of pressure from Jared Goff and the offense. The fact that Jared Goff went out and really put some closure behind the way the LA Rams got rid of him 3 years ago, sent him to Detroit. This kind of trek on this steady incline here in Detroit. It feels like Jared Goff, I don't want to say is playing with no pressure, but Jared Goff is playing with house money right now, I feel like. And I think the Detroit Lions, in many ways, are playing with house money at this point. And I'm the biggest believer, and every year is unique to its own. You go absolutely win the championship if you can do whatever you got to do to win that championship. But I almost feel like Detroit is playing with house money a little bit here. And I think because of that free and easy feel to them, that they do have the monkey off their back, I could see a scenario in which they blow the doors off Tampa.
I definitely understand that. That was one of the things I think I said when we were talking to when we talked to the Hammer, talked to Jennifer Hammond. I said, doesn't it seem like now that he has that off his shoulders talking about Jared Goff, that he can go out there and play with absolute confidence? He's never has to worry about a moment. But at the same time, thinking about, I feel like I lost my train of thought for a second, talking too much, because that's what we do. But this Tampa Bay defense, this Tampa Bay offense, this team is take it over.
That's all right. No, it happens. No doubt about it. Yeah.
You said see the doors blowing up.
Yeah, I could see a scenario because of all the pressure.
I lose my train of thought every day.
Here it is. It just happened to me, man.
I'll never forget Maz interviewing Dan Miller 2 weeks ago. He kept talking to Dan, asking him questions. He'd be like, "Oh, Dan, I forgot what I was going to ask you." Did it twice.
He did it yesterday. He did it yesterday too. But
something about that desk.
The one thing I will say, the reason why I don't think it's going to be a blowout, I don't think they're going to blow the doors open, is because we're glossing over one thing. The Lions have done really well on offense. They've run the ball this year. They haven't been looking like that the last couple weeks. In fact, neither Jahmyr Gibbs nor David Montgomery went over 50 yards rushing. They didn't go over 100 yards rushing in the game. And just because we won, we ignored a major thing, Maz. How many points did the Lions score in the second half?
3.
3 points is what the Lions scored in the second half of that last game. That's not something to gloss over. So
that's why you need the lead.
100% you need the lead, but also that's where the running game comes in, and that's where the guys up front. All year we've been saying, who is the identity of this team? It's the guys up front. When Frank Ragnow plays, they're a much different team. They're the best rushing line in the league. I don't care what you say. Well, you got to go be that. You got to go beat those guys up front, Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey, and Yaya Diaby. You got to beat those guys up front, because if you don't, this could be a long game.
Which team has the most pressure on them this weekend? Which player has the most pressure on them this weekend as you look around the league? Gonna ask you guys that question. We'll do that. Also talk about the Lions coaching staff. These guys, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, they are interviewing like crazy for head coaching gigs
Today and tomorrow.
They've got to change the schedule,
It
how they're
sucks.
doing this for these guys.
Terrible.
We'll talk about that as well. Plenty to get to on a Football Friday. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all this just for $10 a month.
Only
and
$10?
No commitment. Yes, only $10. No matter where you are, there is always a Planet Fitness nearby, with more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands more throughout the world. Find your local Planet Fitness today, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Hey guys, make sure you join us Sunday after the Lions game. We got you covered on our Lions post-game show. We are live as soon as the gun sounds it, as soon as the clock runs out and the Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We will be on the air with you. Of course, the chat will be lit. We take phone calls, all on our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports YouTube channel. It's myself, Stick Anson, and a cast of thousands here at Woodward Sports. Join us. Matter of fact, don't forget, we got the pregame, you got the watch party, and you got us for the postgame. Check us out this Sunday, right after the Lions game, on Woodward Sports and the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Guys, plenty of football happening this weekend. 8 teams, 4 games, 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. Plenty of teams, plenty of players that have some pressure on them, I would say.
Sorry, I was texting Ron Bellamy.
Tell him we said what's up. What's up, Ron?
100%.
Guys, so I wanted to ask you, if we can go around, let's, and I'm not sure if we should break this up or just do them collectively. Which team do you feel this weekend has the most pressure on them? Braylon?
I know what you're going to say.
Maybe you do. Maybe
I know.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, no.
This is Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, we've been talking about John Harbaugh for the better 4 years
Good one.
right now. We've been talking about how he's been at the end of seasons. We've talked about how he's come up short, and was he even on the firing squad? You talk about Lamar Jackson winning the MVP unanimously, but only having one playoff win to show for it. At the end of seasons, he disappears. He struggles in the playoffs. So what was it? It was he doesn't have all his pieces, which is a real deal. He doesn't have wide receivers. He doesn't have his running backs in the playoff. It hasn't been the same defense as it's been in the past. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they're the number one rush offense. They're the number one rush team in the NFL. They have the number one defense in the NFL. In the AFC, they're second behind the 49ers. What's the excuse now? Everybody's healthy. Lamar Jackson got paid. Lamar Jackson has the people he needs. John Harbaugh, you have what you have. You're the number one seed in the NFL, and you got a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback who play outside or in the dome coming to Baltimore in this weather to play you. Nobody has more pressure on them as a team, I believe, than the Baltimore Ravens.
Maz?
I thought you were going to say the Buffalo Bills.
That's
I will say the Buffalo Bills. I will say it because how many times are they going to be here? They're 0-4 in the Super Bowl. We all know that. But here they come again. Bad start to the season. Lots of stuff happening. They fire their offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey. He's out the door. They bring in, was it Brady?
Joe Brady.
They bring in Joe Brady. They've been great. They finished the season as one of the top teams. Matter of fact, Ryan picked them to go all the way at one point.
I still have them.
They've got it all going for them. And here they go. They got the Chiefs. Not at Kansas City this time. They got them in Buffalo. All that snow. They've been getting pummeled, these people, for the past 2 weeks. I don't know. We're paying $20 an hour to fans to come in and shovel them out of Highmark Stadium. Used to be Ralph Wilson Stadium. Orchard Park, New York. Buffalo Bills got to win this game. If they don't win this game, when the hell are they ever going to win and get into the Super Bowl again for a chance to break that 0-4 streak? Give me the Bills as the team that's got the most to lose here.
God, that's so good. I think both of you are just spot on when it comes to this.
You can go to the NFC, right?
Well,
There's a team there.
Look, I was going to say the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
This is a team that is playing with a quarterback that earns $875,000 to play for the San Francisco 49ers. They will not always be able to pay their quarterback $875,000. The clock is ticking on the way in which San Francisco pays their players, be it Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, and everybody else that goes along with San Francisco. San Francisco is the clear best team in the NFC, I feel like. They have got to win this weekend to keep going. And so if we take those three teams, San Francisco, Baltimore, and Buffalo, and you juggle them up, I mean, obviously those three teams have the most, I think, to lose this weekend. But, I look at Baltimore because of who they're playing. At least you could say, Josh Allen, lost to Patrick Mahomes again. Superman. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes on the other side. For San Francisco, well, maybe Brock Purdy isn't that good. Maybe he's not the guy. Maybe we've been wrong about Brock Purdy. There's no excuse for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Exactly.
There's no excuse. You have weather. You're at home.
Healthy.
You have Mark Andrews back. You finally have a running game
Dalvin
that you've been desperately. There is no excuse for the Baltimore Ravens.
You have the second most experienced head coach in the playoffs, obviously behind Andy Reid and John Harbaugh, Super Bowl winning coach. Everything lines up perfect for them. But I do agree with both of you guys as well. And that's why I said my player is different than my team.
I know you're going to get Josh Allen.
My player is Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
And my player will be Lamar Jackson.
I love it.
And my player is Brock Purdy.
There you go.
Man, that is absolutely real. I just look at it with Josh Allen, and I see it from this standpoint. You finally got Patrick Mahomes at your place. Everybody 2 years ago.
First time ever Mahomes has been on the road.
So he's never been
tested.
tested.
Super Bowl.
Never been tested, which are home games for him. Never been tested on the road. This is not the same team. This is not. There's no Tyreek Hill. There's no Sammy Watkins. This is not the team that used to be. It's not the team that was dominant. The team that was scoring 45. This is the team that is actually using defense to beat you. So if it's up to the Kansas City Chiefs defense, then who is it up to? It's up to Josh Allen to make it happen. So I just think Josh Allen has the most to lose because you got him at your place. This isn't the best Mahomes team. Mahomes is vulnerable. How many times, he's vulnerable this year. How many times you see him yell at the refs? How many times you see him lose his cool this year? How many times you see him and Travis Kelce have back and forth this year? There's no offensive coordinator to calm him down on the sideline anymore, tell him how it is. So if Josh can't do it this year at the crib with the weather, I guess the weather favors both. When will you ever do it?
I agree with you. I do. And I just keep going back to who is on the other side as well. I do think Josh Allen has the most pressure, but I do think that Lamar Jackson has to win this week too. And I say that if Baltimore was playing Kansas City and Buffalo was playing Houston, I would agree with you. But I think that Houston team makes all the difference, and Kansas City on the other side makes all the difference in who I'm ranking number one. And I do think it's Lamar Jackson purely because, again, you got the contract. You have everything that you have ever asked for. The defense is playing great. You've got your running game. You've got your receivers. Mark Andrews is back, and you're playing a rookie quarterback on the other side with a rookie head coach, and you're a 10-point favorite. That, to me, makes you numero uno on the list of players. And, again, if this is Chiefs and Baltimore and Houston and Buffalo, I would say Josh Allen then.
I don't even disagree with you. I just say one thing. At some point, Peyton had to beat Tom. At some point, Peyton had to beat Tom to get to that next level. Like, for so long, it was Peyton's this in the regular season. Peyton's this guy. Peyton does that. The sheriff knows this, and the sheriff broke the record. Well, Tom's just racking up these Super Bowl championships and getting to the Super Bowl every year. At some point, Peyton had to beat Tom.
And honestly, we could split hairs all we want.
Yeah, this is fun.
Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have the most to lose and the most to gain this weekend. Period.
Couldn't say
End
it
of
better.
story. And then when they play each other, if they play each other, then, to the victors go the spoils.
True. I like that.
But those two players, and I do think Purdy to a lesser extent. I mentioned Brock Purdy to be different, but, Purdy and 49ers to a different extent. But Josh Allen, Buffalo, and Lamar Jackson and Baltimore, those two teams are clearly have the bullseye on their back this weekend.
Who would be the team with the least to lose?
Tampa.
How about the Houston Texans? The Houston Texans, they have the least to worry about. I mean, they're playing completely with house money. From last to first,
I think Tampa
win a playoff
Houston.
game. But Tampa Bay won the division back-to-back years, 9 wins, won them the division back-to-back years.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans come in here with absolutely nothing to lose. They might give Baltimore all they want tomorrow. Again, that's going to be a first-quarter game.
Also,
if they can hang with Baltimore in the first quarter, C.J. Stroud, he ain't scared.
It's an outdoor game, though, so you got to watch out for that. I guess he did play at Ohio State. To your point, Texans, I like that one because if they don't do anything, you may not go to the playoffs.
They won a game already.
And that's what I was about to say. You may not go to the playoffs next year. Like, just because you go, you don't always go. But I would say house money would be the Green Bay Packers. Mm-hmm. I think
they're ahead of schedule.
Like they're house money. They weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. Not only did they win, they won in Dallas. Jordan Love is clearly the answer. He and Matt LaFleur have a thing. I think they're playing with house money. Nobody be upset if they lost. But meanwhile, they were about business coming back next season.
And neither one of us has mentioned the Lions with nothing to lose.
Well, I mean,
Lions.
I look. I think they do, but listen. And again, because of who they're playing, I think they have. They're being looked at this week as they're a touchdown favorite against Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. Because of who they're playing, I think many of us are putting them in the NFC Championship game. So yes, they do have plenty to lose this week, but if you reflect back on their season, let's just say, heaven forbid, that they lose this week. They won 12 games. They won their division. They got a home playoff game, and they won a playoff game. Who's crying about their season? Nobody. If Buffalo fails to beat Mahomes in Kansas City again, that coach might be considered questionable. If Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh cannot get it done as a 10-point favorite against Houston, when can they get it done then?
Yeah.
So I think on the list of trying to figure out who has more to lose here, yes, the Lions have more to lose, but I think when you look at their season, I mean, fans in Baltimore, fans in Buffalo, they're not happy if they lose this weekend. And again, I don't think people in Detroit are happy either, but I don't think anybody's going to freak out over winning a playoff game in a division in 12 games. Yeah, it's been a great season. Could it be greater? Absolutely.
People would be hurt, not disappointed.
Right.
Yeah, people would be hurt, not disappointed.
That's well said. Guys, we're going to get back to the Lions. We'll do that next. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson interviewing for jobs. How much does that hurt or hinder a game plan and a focus. We talk about it a lot. What do you think of that? We'll get there next. And plus, Dan Miller sat down with Frank Ragnow. You'll hear that. Brian Baldinger looks at JMO. This could be a JMO game, by the way. I've said that every week.
Me too.
I might be right about it this
Well,
week.
he gets one catch at least.
All that and more coming up next. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. You want to watch the big game? Do it in style. Do it with your friends. Grab some steaks from Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Grab and go steaks or order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry-aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Hey gang, Woodward Sports own Tom Mazaway loves WoodwardSports.com merch. All you have to do is head over to WoodwardSports.com for the latest designs, hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Latest designs today, WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab and you'll get the latest from Woodward Sports and our merch.
All right.
Having some fun here on a
are.
Friday. I was not expecting this snow again. Oh man.
Yeah, it was ugly. I was like, damn, not again. Like,
Every day
I
you
was
got
gonna
to
go
brush
see
your car
John
off.
Hugh today too, but I didn't want to drive out there.
Hell no, not in this weather, man. It's not bad on the roads today. You talk about Woodward, 8 Mile, the freeways itself. It's not bad, but you turn down those side streets, which most of us take home. It's nasty. It's slow. It's
You
winter.
can't keep your windshield clear. You just
It's
can't.
winter.
You got to stock up on that windshield wiper crap that you put in your car.
And the antifreeze.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, right. Unbelievable.
I hate it.
Guys, let's talk about the Lions coaching staff. Ben Johnson interviewing with the Panthers and Commanders, the Chargers and the Seahawks over a 48-hour period. 4 coaching interviews in a 48-hour period. Aaron Glenn is interviewing with the Titans and the Falcons, so 2 interviews for him.
Why the Falcons? Belichick's getting that gig.
Well, maybe not. You never know. Maybe who knows? Whatever the case may be. How much impact does that have on your coordinators during the week of a game? That's a poor schedule, isn't it?
It's a poor schedule, but it's a part of the business. I mean, if you're a team, you want to get rocking and rolling. It's already January 19th, I believe. Happy birthday to Bailey. It's my younger brother's.
Hey, happy Bailey. What's up, man?
Brother's birthday. What's up, Bailey? I see you out here. Damn, 26? Where did the years go? But anyway, you talk about it's time to rock and roll. It's the 19th of January. The combine will be in a month from now. Then the draft will be 2 months from then, essentially. They want to get rocking on the next plan. Free agency is going to come up. You want to see who's out there, who are we looking at, what we're thinking about. And then GMs, you want the head coach and GM to kind of be on the same page. So it sucks that it happens during the playoff run, during the week where you're trying to get the game installed, trying to get the players run. But at the same time, I mean, you put yourself in this situation. It's a great opportunity for you to be a head coach somewhere, and it has to happen now. Because I remember Mike Pettin. You remember Mike Pettin, defensive coordinator for the Jets. He was doing it in the middle of meetings, and I'm like, isn't that crazy? And this is when he was interviewing with the Cleveland Browns, who he eventually took over in 2011. So it's weird, Ryan, but it's just a time where this is the only time you have. Because once you finish, once you say yes, it's ready to get the GM. It's time to rock and roll.
I know, but it is terrible. Because don't tell me Ben Johnson is giving this the same time that he gave last week's game plan. It's impossible. You got to prep for your interview. So he's talking to people. What are they going to ask me? How should I answer this question? It's like a test, man, because if they don't get the jobs this year, they still want to stay in the rotation for years to go on. See if they have a chance to get gigs. It really is. It definitely takes away from his game prep. I saw some film today. Jared Goff throwing a pass to Penei Sewell. About a 25-yard pass. Guy catches it with one hand.
Right. What an athlete.
What an athlete is right, man. I'm just saying, it's impossible to put that much effort into this game that he did last game or the game prior to that. It sucks for the coordinator, and I think it takes away a little from the coaching staff and the team.
I disagree. You know, this is what they do. They draw up offenses. They are offensive minds or they're defensive minds. They draw them up. They legitimately spend all their time doing this. You don't think Ben Johnson had already looked at the other the NFC teams that he was going to come up against? He already knows the Dallas Cowboys defense. He already knows the Green Bay Packers defense. So he's putting into place for that as well, and he's going against the team he's going against. I think that he has enough. I think he has enough energy, I think he has enough time, and I think he has enough skill in that mind of his to be able to multitask at this point. I mean, you knew you would get to this level at some point. You knew that this is kind of how the operation – he's been warned. People have warned him, hey, this is going to happen towards the end of the season. This is how the process is going to be for you. So I believe that he has enough to put together a hell of a game plan against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as he's also thinking about interviewing for these teams.
From what I understand, if Aaron Glenn gets a job somewhere, the Lions would be – they'd get 2 third-round compensatory picks. And if Ben Johnson goes somewhere, they'd get 1 third-round compensatory pick. So if they do leave, at least the Lions aren't getting completely hoodwinked here. They're getting some extra picks, and what's better than that for Brad Holmes? That's all I got to say.
Right. I mean,
right?
Man, it's a win-lose.
Right. 2 end of the third-round picks.
We'll take
3 third-round picks. Can you trade those?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question.
You know?
That's always interesting. And that's why when we first asked that question, I was like, what type of picks?
Yeah. 3rd round, man.
That's pretty good. Still plenty of football to be played this year. Guys, I wanted to play this for you as well. Plenty of question. And I don't think the LA Rams social media people did Matthew Stafford any favors by putting that clip out there of Kirby Joseph in the heat of the moment there.
We played it yesterday.
But here's what Aaron Glenn had to say about Kirby Joseph and the way he plays football.
All right, this is football. And I understand exactly what the NFL is doing when it comes to trying for player safety. And, man, I totally agree with it. And the thing that he did against the Minnesota Vikings, he hit a guy high and he got fined for it. So now he hits a guy low. And people are saying he's a dirty player. Kirby plays football, all right? And we're going to continue to play football. And we don't care what anybody else has to say. You know, listen, no one wants anybody to get hurt in this league. No one wants that. Hell, I was hurt in this league before, all right? So I understand, I know how it feels. But I also understand I play football. And when you play football, things like that happen. So guys got to continue to play no matter what. And it kind of bothers me that you hear that from like people across this league, because you know the risk you taking when you play this game, and that's just what it is.
Maz, this is what you and I said yesterday about Aaron Glenn. Ryan, when the question was brought up, hey, you know, what do you think about him being a dirty player? I said, look, the guy plays football. He goes out there, he plays hard. In this NFL, they make it real difficult for defensive players when tackling. You can't tackle too high. You can't tackle too low. You're going full speed. You're talking about a guy that ran 4.3 and has a 40-inch vertical. You don't think he's going to be a little awkward at times. But with that said, he's not a dirty player because Dan Campbell doesn't coach that. Aaron Glenn doesn't coach that. Dre Bly, who's a brother of mine, we talked about it yesterday, he doesn't coach that. So when you're coached by guys that don't coach a type of football, which is dirty football, villainous football, whatever you want to call it, They're the identity of the team, and they're not dirty players. He's not a dirty player. It's just coincidence that it happened the same way with Tyler Higbee as it did with T.J. Hockenson.
I'll tell you what, the Rams just seem like sore losers to me in this game. From Kelly Stafford parading her kids around, saying she's saying she's got booed. Then later on her podcast with Hank Winchester saying, they weren't booing the kids. But we're not playing the game.
That made national newscast.
Yeah, I know it did. I know. But don't tell me she didn't get in Matt's ear. Then he comes out and they're jeering him. He's like, "Yeah, bring it on, bring it on."
He's the father of the girl.
Yes,
I'd be pissed too.
Then at the end of the game, the way he treated Corey's question about the Lion players, and not the players, but the city of Detroit, and he said, "Oh well, I'm happy for the players." Yeah, he was pissed. He was.
I'm so over the Stafford conversation, but because it was on national news last night,
in general.
it makes. I thought it was completely uncalled for Kelly Stafford to say that the Lions fans were booing her kids.
That's bold.
And listen, there's always one idiot out there.
Yes.
I guarantee you there wasn't even one idiot out there booing Kelly Stafford and Matt Stafford's 4 daughters.
There were a few.
They were booing Kelly Stafford.
Yes, of course.
They weren't
No one's booing
the kids. And they were booing Kelly Stafford because this wasn't Matthew Stafford Appreciation Day. And when there is Matthew Stafford Appreciation Day and when his name and number go into the pride of the Lions, you know what's going to happen? He's going to be cheered. And people are going to give him a standing ovation. And people love Matthew Stafford for the 12 years of commitment to the city of Detroit in the Lions organization. But that week, that game was not that time. And if Kelly didn't want to get booed, I'm sorry. Don't do a lap on the field, on the outside of the field, looking into the stands. What do you think is going to happen?
Exactly.
When you're wearing all Rams colors, that wasn't the time or the place. Stay in the suite. Go go enjoy the game. If you want to go on the field, go take a picture with Matt and go back up to the. I have no problem with Kelly Stafford or anything like that. But when it made national news, and you know that nobody's booing your kids.
She admitted it later.
It just makes the city of Detroit look not very good.
Look.
And nobody, not even one idiot out there was booing those kids.
Look, this is what happened. Kelly Stafford came back home and she was delusional. She still thought Matt Stafford played for the Detroit Lions. You still thought you were going to try to get that love, and you still thought that because you have a Super Bowl ring now attached to that last name, that it was going to make us forget that you play for the Rams.
Right.
You can't walk on the outside wearing Rams stuff and not expect to get booed. If you didn't get booed, it wouldn't be football. It wouldn't be sport.
Right.
Like, this is how we operate. Nobody's booing those kids, and so what if they were? They're allowed to. That's what they told me. They call you names, Braylon, so what? They pay for a ticket. They pay for a ticket. They got booed. Explain it to the kids and move on. Go home to your house in L.A. and enjoy your Super Bowl ring. You got popped. That's all.
You got popped.
Got popped. You got popped. Got to go home.
It made us look bad. That's all.
Well,
it's not cool.
That's the problem that I had with it, because I think you say things sometimes to drum up interest, and you drum up all this conversation for your podcast, all that stuff. And I get it. Look, we are in that realm. We understand trying to drum up some interest for your podcast, but when it comes at an expense of somebody, and in this case that somebody is the city of Detroit and its fan base, I think it kind of goes in line with this national narrative that all of us here have for decades have been trying to shed. And when a headline is Detroit Lions fans boo Stafford's 4 little daughters, that's just uncalled for, and that's not right, because it's not true. It didn't happen. It's a lie. And that's what I have a problem with.
It's not right, but at the same time, I don't really care, because I've watched the Detroit fan base get so much love this year. I watched the people of Detroit get a lot of love in the national news. I watched teams come in here and people talk about how great the city was, how courteous the city was to them, how nice the fans were, how good the food was, and things of that nature. I think we've gotten I think we got a year and a half of good publicity, good press here in Detroit. So look, one incident like that, I think people are now smart enough to realize when somebody's trying to drum up some content or drum up some pub or get some notification or get some clicks. In this case, in the past, Ryan, I would absolutely agree with you. It suck. It'd be another shot at Detroit, and we're already down. But Detroit's not down anymore, and I think we brought enough grace to where people will say, man, they're just looking for press.
Just win the game.
That's right. Guys, Dan Miller sits down with Frank Ragnow. You'll hear from that. Brian Baldinger breaks down J-Mo and his touchdown in Tampa Bay. Can he repeat that feat here this week? And also, we've got our picks. We've got around the leagues. We're going to talk to Ticket Broker. Why are tickets so high? When did tickets to sporting events get so high? And how can you avoid being scammed? If you're paying all this money for tickets, you want to make sure that those tickets are absolutely pure and true. So we'll talk to one of the most renowned ticket brokers in the area. He's been in business for almost 50 years. So we'll do that coming up next. All that and more. But first, a message from Premier Pet.
Hey guys, you know Premier Pet. Do not settle for less. Your pet deserves the best. That's why Premier Pet Supply, hands down, Michigan's best pet store, family owned and operated for over 30 years, 60 brands of food at the lowest prices available. They've got nutritionists to talk to you about your dog's health and a lot more. They have curbside delivery if you want it. Get on it right now. Do not settle for less. Give your pet the best. PremierPetSupply.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey gang, come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win the trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's open 7 days a week. You could walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Game week, Divisional Round, Lions and Bucs. One of the most important parts of this week for the Lions, that offensive line. Dan Miller, Fox 2 Sports Director, the voice of the Lions, had a chance to sit down one-on-one with Lions offensive lineman center Frank Ragnow. Here's part of that conversation.
I honestly don't know if there's any way to put any words to it. And honestly, it definitely exceeded my expectations. Like just right away, like going to warm up on our own, just the buzz in the building was absurd. And then the introductions, like the offensive introductions, when they announced Jared's name, it was like butterflies, everything everything you can imagine. And then it was the whole game. It was a once in a lifetime experience, it felt like, but yet we get to do it again Sunday.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Let me get more specific. When Jared hits Amon-Ra, and you know it's over at that point, What were the emotions?
I didn't even realize because I'm just like thinking, all right, we're in 4-minute mode. What looks am I going to get here? What can I possibly see? And then they said, this is it. We're going to need a lot. And it's just like, like
Jared said he didn't really know either.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time to do math out there,
yeah,
right?
Like we're just thinking about, especially me and Jared. Like me and him, we're thinking about all the looks we could possibly get, what we talked about throughout the week, but then when they told me, hey, we're going to kneel this out, it's just like, oh my goodness, we did it.
So I want to ask you about that because victory formation, we all think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Is it easy? Because the one thing I'm looking at is just don't mess up this exchange. Is there any part of you that says, just get this right, just make sure you deliver?
Oh yeah, back of your head for sure, especially the first one. Like if you're kneeling it out 3 times, you get that first one and you feel if like, is this defensive tackle going to be cool or is he going to kind of push it?
Right.
If he's cool, then you're like, all right, we got this.
I love the relationship in your room and the way you guys all bond together and you guys play together, and it's you guys are the face of this team, and it's a beautiful thing. How badly as a group, and you mentioned him a moment ago, did you guys want this for Jared?
Again, the amount of, I think, respect in this building for this Jared, not even our room, is absurd. You talk about a guy with his situation and all the outside noise. Everyone can say they don't hear it, but he's hearing it. Everyone's hearing it. The same dude every single day. Yeah. And just highs, lows. He comes in the building ready to work, same guy, same attitude, and it's just been a blessing to know him and a blessing to have him. For him to be able to get that win, obviously versus former team. I think everybody. I mean, you saw the video where he comes in the locker room and we all.
Awesome.
Awesome. He deserves.
You
everything.
guys are chanting Jared Goff at that point.
Yeah, like he deserves it all, man.
Listen, I haven't spoken to you directly, and I would be remiss if I didn't step away from football for just a second and say congratulations. Walter Payton, Man of the Year nominee.
Appreciate
to me, that's one of the highest honors in the
100%.
National Football League.
Yeah.
It's excellence on the field, off the field. Your Rags Remembered Foundation is changing lives. What did that mean to you?
It's so cool. Like, especially when you look in the locker room, a bunch of dudes doing a lot of great things. But then even on a bigger scope, you look at around the NFL and you see these other nominees and what they're doing to impact the community, and to be even in the same realm of them is just such a blessing and so humbling. And with my foundation, I like to think we're relatively new, and I think it can be such a huge jump into something and what I've envisioned for the future of it, and really launching us with the amount of recognition we're getting and support. I think we're going to be able to do so much more special things, so that's what gets me the most excited.
Well, to see the way you impact young people dealing with loss and grief, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Keep it going, man. It's a well-deserved honor.
Thank you.
On the football side, your offensive coordinator was in there today. He was asked about all the blitzes and fronts these guys show, and he said, well, we got our secret weapon, Frank Ragnow. he says, you're the guy, you're the secret weapon. What's it mean when the coach has that kind of faith in you?
Well, that's nice of him. I take a lot of pride in it. I take a lot of pride in my preparation, studying film and understanding the looks. It's pretty cool that he said that, though.
Yeah, no, Ben has a lot of faith in you, and for good reason.
Yeah.
You've seen this defense. You played against it. You've seen it on tape. What's the biggest challenge?
I mean, it's as talented as a front seven you'll see in the league. I mean, Vita Vea speaks for himself, and you can
a lot of dude
you
there.
can go down the line, a lot of great players, and then you combine that with, like you said, the scheme and their blitzes and their pressure packages. It's a lot of thinking, but also just a lot of talented dudes you got to block as well. So it's an incredible challenge.
Final thing. You will see them on Sunday, but what does it mean to know that you're going to see them at Ford Field? You're going to run out on that field again at home.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see if the fans can even one up. Like, I can't imagine, but that's the challenge, right? See if they can one up last Sunday.
You know, I like towards the end there when they started moving the conversation forward to about this week, what this week is going to be like at Ford Field, what this game is going to be like, and then another aspect of that. It's so funny. We are there watching at home or at the stadium, and you can kind of play out the clock in your head. But when you are a player on the field, in the thick of it, you're like maybe don't know that one first down and you can kneel out the clock,
Yeah.
right? He's like, oh, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need?
No, that's real, man. I've been in that situation a couple of times. I'm always with the Jets,
With
that.
bad quarterback.
But even the 49ers and Seattle. But in that moment, you don't really know. You think it's one of those things where you think you know the score, but it's like, did something happen? Maybe they're gonna call something back, or if a play happens, you're just like, how many timeouts? They have one timeout, but you're looking at it as if it's two. You're really dialed into the game, and until you see 0-0-0 and you see your fellow teammate cheering and celebrating, or just you got those looks on your face, you're still in it, man. You're still dialed into the zone of the game.
By the way, guys, hats off to that Ford Field crowd. They won the Lions that game. They forced the Rams into 2 timeouts that they didn't want to take. They took the game away from Sean McVay, and Sean McVay made a mistake punting that ball back to the Lions. Whether he gave them the ball at the 45-yard line or he pinned them inside the 10, they still only needed a couple of first downs to lock it up. So I thank the fans of Detroit, and I think Sean McVay got out-coached this time, and he outfoxed himself. So keep it up. Keep that noise going. And let's do the same thing to Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield.
100% that the Detroit Lions team, Dan Campbell, should applaud the fans. Wasting those 2 timeouts early in that second half was huge. They didn't have the timeouts at the end. You saw how it played out. Once they lost that last timeout, the game was over. Because Sean McVay, to your point now, he definitely essed the bed in this situation. Yep. The Lions only scored 3 points. Every time they got in the red zone, they could not contain. They kicked the punt as opposed to kicking the field goal, which, Ryan, that's the first thing that you mentioned this past Monday. I mean, Sean McVay blew this game. I think the emotions got to him of Jared Goff. I think the emotions of Matt Stafford. I think the crowd was loud. It was enormous. I think that Sean McVay, who has won a Super Bowl, and this is real talk. It happens to the best of us. I think Sean McVay in the moment, I think he had a moment where he got out coached, he panicked, and he froze.
I was sitting next to Terry Foster when they blew their second time out, and it could have been a delay of game. And the fans were screaming, should be a delay, should be a delay. And I was telling Terry, forget, we don't want the delay. Let them blow their time out here. And it just turned out that it was perfect at the end of this game because you look up and they got 1 timeout, and I'm telling Terry, hey, man, I can't believe they're punting. They got 1 timeout left, and the Lions made them pay for it. Thank you to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff.
Look, Sean McVay's done this before. I mean, look how he coached in the Super Bowl against the New England. Look, I understand it's New England, it's Bill Belichick, but this is a big moment, and he was scared
of Belichick.
He was scared, and he essed the bed on that one. People make mistakes. You talk about Belichick. What did the Eagles do to Bill Belichick? In particular, there was one wide receiver that got off. Do you remember who did not play that game? And to this day, we still don't know why. Why did Malcolm Butler play against the Eagles?
You're right.
Freaking AJ, what was his name? Alshon Jefferson. Yeah. He had 170 yards. Where was your number one cornerback?
600 yards of offense.
To this day, no one knows what happened except the Patriots.
Yep.
Sometimes as a coach, you get out coached and you make mistakes.
Yeah, there's no doubt
Thanks
about
to Matt
that.
Patricia
you
for
know,
that.
did you guys talk about this yesterday? That speaking of the crowd noise, it got up to 133.6 decibels. That's equivalent to a jet engine. The sound of a jet engine. Did you see what Peter King said about the Lions atmosphere?
I know his associates are fired.
He
Peter
got out of that.
Peter King said that he's been covering the NFL for over 40 years, and that environment on Sunday was a top 5 experience for him all time.
I saw Peter in the press box. I tell you, my ears, honestly, they were vibrating at one point. I was writing to my family. They were like, "How's the game?" I'm like, "My ears hurt so good right now." It was great. It was fantastic.
Do you think the crowd can match what was last week?
That's what I was telling you guys. That was a perfect storm.
I think yes, and you know why I think yes? I think yes if Green Bay wins.
Yes, I think you're right there.
If Green Bay beats the 49ers, I think the energy against Tampa will be louder than it was. Because you know what's coming.
You know what's ahead.
You know what's ahead.
You know what's ahead.
No, 100%. If they know that they have a chance to play against the Green Bay Packers at home and host the NFC Championship, I think the Tampa Bay game be louder than the Green Bay game.
I hope you're right.
Because you're looking forward to that. So if it's the 49ers, then it'll be loud. Maybe as loud, maybe probably not. But if it's the Packers, it will be louder.
Guys, we're going to go around the NFL. Plenty to talk about. But first, and we'll do our picks. We're talking tickets as well. But first, a message from Swiss.
Yes. Do you have football on the brain like us? Of course you do. This college football season was amazing, and the NFL season is winding down. But you know what you can't wind down on? And that's shopping your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com, or as always, give them a call at 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
The Detroit Lions have won their first playoff game, but guess what? That means they have another one. It's this week, downtown Eastern Market, Shed 5. It's the Lions VIP tailgate. Get your tickets today at bullseyeeventgroup.com. Sponsored by Long Drink, and those are good. I testify. You come down there, it's a great time, man. WSN, we're doing a great job. Everybody's down there. You don't know who you're going to run into. It's a party. The food's good. The drink's good. Starts at noon, and it ends at 3 when the game starts. So be on time. Be in line. It's going to be a lot of fun. You never know. Be easy. Might be in the building. See you later. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
This was the play that broke this game wide open late in the third quarter, week 6. It's 3rd and 10. 10-6 game. Detroit's got the lead. And here comes J-Mo, right? He's running this deep 7 cut. There they are, layered. Amon-Ra, St. Brown underneath. And you get one-on-one, Ryan Neal. And watch this ability to track a ball by Jameson Williams. Like, he went 360 all the way around to catch that ball for a 45-yard touchdown. You watch Jared Goff right here, and he's going deep all the way. 3rd and 10. Hadn't been good on 3rd down this game. But he sets his feet, and you watch this adjustment to the ball. Go try this in your backyard, in the snow, with the Nerf ball in real time, and see if you can track a ball 45 yards down the field like that. That play was the difference in this whole game. What will be the difference this weekend in the rematch with Tampa?
You've been talking about it. This is the guy that's going to have the game. And yes, you've been saying it every week, but it's going to happen. I think this definitely could be the game. Remember when Jameson Williams and everything was going on, and he set out the first year, and then he played at the end, and then the offseason stuff happened, and then he couldn't catch the ball, and then there was this, and then there was that.
The transformation of Jameson Williams and how people feel about him.
The whole time, there was the one thing that I always went back to. I don't want to be this is I told you so moment. This is a logical moment. What did he do in that national championship game? If he does not get hurt, the Alabama Crimson Tide beat a team they have no business beating in that Georgia Bulldogs team. But because he got hurt, I saw him run sideline routes. I saw him run real routes. I saw him beat everybody with speed, as you guys did. I saw him catch hard passes like we've seen some this year, including the one last game. It's a reason why Brad Holmes went up to get him. He falls in line with the rest of the last 5 years of SEC wide receivers, whether it's A.J. Brown, whether it's DK Metcalf, whether it's Justin Jefferson, whether it's Jamar Chase. He falls in line with those guys. Devontae Smith. 1,600 yards at Alabama is nothing to sneeze at. 1,600 yards is nothing to sneeze at. So you just got to stay the course. He got healthy, he got mature, and most of all, he's got a team around him that supports him, that loves him, and that loves him being here. He is going to turn into that wide receiver that we all desperately wanted him to.
Does Brian Baldinger love himself? The what's he call him?
City Comet.
The Motor City Comet. He just loves himself some J-Mo. Where I don't blame him.
There was a play in the game, and I don't remember where it was, but it was I almost want to say it was a first down catch from Jamison Williams.
Oh yeah,
it was.
And
the
first quarter.
And Chris Collinsworth was like, oh man, he's like, look out. He's like, if this guy starts making those catches on that down, look out. It's so exciting to see this transformation and what J-Mo could be.
It does. Just trust.
Everybody's rooting for him.
100%. Just trust what you've seen in the past.
He's likable.
Like all the Alabama receivers that Nick Saban puts in that role, they come to the NFL and they do great things. They do really good things. Calvin really got kicked out, came back and still doing amazing things. Julio Jones, the list goes on. Amari Cooper still doing great things on his third team. So you just got to follow the pattern. The pattern is Alabama wide receivers, SEC wide receivers. They come to play in the NFL.
All right, let's go around the NFL, shall we? It's that time. Tom Masway, we headed over to you.
All right, fellas. Let's start it off with something that Braylon, near and dear to his heart. The Ohio State Buckeyes looks like they have themselves another offensive coordinator that's been bouncing around.
New England.
It's Bill
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. They're bringing Bill O'Brien back to the college Big Ten again. Formerly in Penn State. You know everything else, what he's done.
Penn State, New England, Alabama.
And Texas, here he's going to Ohio
Houston,
State.
Texans.
They just want this guy to work out. This guy don't work out.
Bill O'Brien's one of those names, and I believe because he hasn't necessarily done anything wrong and you can bring him into your organization, he's a good coach. He's a guy that is going to, you trust, if you will, to a certain extent. But the guy can't get it done, and he's a guy that loves the offense. He loves to let his quarterback rock and roll and be the focal point of the team. That plays to what Michigan does. Michigan have the number one defense return, or number two, behind Georgia in this estimation. This is just another coach for the Michigan Wolverines to beat up on. I love the hire as a Michigan guy.
Absolutely.
This makes no sense to me, though, if you're trying to change things at Ohio State. They need to focus on their defense, not bring another quarterback, a coach that's going to sling the ball all over the place.
Good for them.
Thank you.
Let them go there.
Thank
you. Thank you. As is right. Keep picking off that Belichick tree that doesn't work.
Appreciate
the Patriot way.
There you go.
How about Mike Vrabel? I thought Mike Vrabel was going to be the guy in New England. Turns out it was Gerard Mayo. Mike Vrabel interviewed yesterday with the LA Chargers. So everyone is interviewing everywhere. This year is wacky, huh?
Yeah.
There's like 3, 4, 5 guys for each team.
Usually if you have your guy picked out, you don't let him leave the building.
Correct.
You don't let him talk to anywhere else. That does not seem to be the case this year. Everybody is interviewing with everybody. And I just heard, saw on TV, I looked up, Bill Belichick is going on his second interview with the Atlanta Falcons. Excuse me. What does that mean, Bill Belichick is going in? Like, what does he have to interview for?
Well, I think they're probably just working out details.
He is interviewing them.
Correct.
Right? I mean, if you're the Atlanta Falcons, he's interviewing them.
Yeah, pretty much. The second interview for Bill Belichick is kind of laying out the format. This is how this thing is going to go. This is them trying to say, this is what we're going to do, and this is Bill telling them, no, this is what you're going to do. So, you're absolutely right. But as it relates to the other openings, I think it's because people don't know. They want to wait to interview Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, he's the new offensive guy. He's hot. He's next man up. They want to interview Ben Johnson. They just saw what Jim Harbaugh did with the University of Michigan Wolverines over the past 3 years. They want him. They want to see what's up. They legitimately want to interview. I think it's the first time where you got about 3 or 4 candidates that everybody wants to get in that building. So I don't think this is a team not letting people leave the building. I think these are the coaches, the candidates saying, no, but before I got to go here. I want to see what this. I think there's a lot of great jobs on the table.
One of the things with these coaching hires too is we feel like we hear our coordinators named with all of these head coaching opportunities, but it's not just here in Detroit. I mean, all of these playoff teams, all of their coordinators are interviewing. I was watching that Monday night game with Tampa and Philadelphia.
Yep.
I never heard of the Tampa Bay offensive coordinator.
Dave
Canales.
Never heard of him, really. Not a name that
flies off the tongue.
That flies off the tongue.
Yeah.
He's got all these head coaching interview opportunities.
Because he's like a Ben Johnson light.
Exactly. So, like, we think our Ben Johnson here, Ben Johnson absolutely get a job. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. There's a lot of competition out there. There's 32 jobs. There's 7 openings.
More.
There's a lot of talent out there. So, I think there's 7 official openings.
By the time it's all said and done, a third of this league is opening up. There'll be 10 jobs opening up by the end of this playoff run. And who knows, who wants, first of all, what poor guy gets the Carolina gig? Who wants that job?
Dave Canales. I mean, because that's not a job that a guy that Jim Harbaugh's stature, a Mike Vrabel's stature, a Bill Belichick's stature, insert guy here. So I think it's going to be one of those, the Dave Canales type kid, which is still crazy that he was a wide receiver assistant coach legitimately 12 years ago when I was playing for the Seahawks. But, yeah, he's a guy who's done a great job, but he's not a guy that's been doing it for long. Ben Johnson has been under Dan Campbell, and you see what Dan Campbell's done, the coach, for 3 years. So when they see that and they see the maturation in 2 years of the OC to turn this whole team around to number 1 offense or number 2 offense in the league. So I think Ben Johnson is still going to be ahead of a lot of people.
Hey, Cliff Kingsbury's name is out there again.
This would be a great choice for the Bears.
You know what that means?
The Chicago Bears. He's back from Thailand?
No, yeah, he's back from Bangkok. But the other one means that Justin Fields is gone.
Yeah.
Or
Justin Fields.
Now listen, the Bears are bringing him in, possible offensive coordinator. More than likely, that's where they're leaning to. Now, are they leaning to him to mentor a Caleb Williams who doesn't want to go to Chicago? Or are they bringing him in to fix Justin Fields?
Cliff Kingsbury was on the sidelines for nearly every single USC game that was played this year because he's really good friends with Lincoln Riley. If he's going to get the OC job, Caleb Williams is the surefire number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
And I think Caleb Williams will be okay with going to Chicago if he knows who the offensive coordinator will be.
Which also means that Bill Belichick is doing his second interview there because his quarterback is now going to be Justin Fields. I believe they give up 2 seconds, maybe 1 this year, maybe 1 next year, and get Justin Fields. He won't be worth the first. But they'll give up 2 twos for him and take him this year. I would too if I was the Falcons.
I'd give up a 1 for him if I had to.
I wouldn't.
If I'm Atlanta,
I don't think you have to give up a 1 though. And you're a team that still needs players. You're young. I don't give up a 1. I give up a 2. I give up 2 twos.
Guys, let's go through our picks. We'll do it next. Can't wait. Here we go. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Hey, gang, what happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They offer the same great service that customers have come to know. Located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. If you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue, where they have been for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want, all GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new road.
Find them. Here we go, guys. Let's make the people some money out there, shall we?
Let's do it.
Tom Mazaway.
Yes, sir.
It is the time, and you've been hot, man. You've been
not last week.
Well, last week was a down week.
You guys were 3-3. I was a lonely 2-4.
Oh,
last week.
I've been pretty good.
All right, did not have a good week last week, but I had a good regular season. We got 4 terrific games this week. We hope, because last week's playoffs they sucked, except for our game.
It was 3-3 last week. 3-2.
All
right. So let's do it. I'm going to lead you guys off.
All right.
The upstart Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud in Baltimore. It snowed over there today, just like ours here. They don't got a lot of snow, but it snowed enough. It's cold. The Ravens are favored by 9 points. Who you got?
I got to take the 9. It's just too many points. I mean, you look at the total in this one, it's 43 and a half. So can the Texans get
20?
20. Can they score 20 on the Ravens?
I think they can.
And I think they can too. It's just too many points. I think they're playing so loose. They're playing so free. They have absolutely nothing to lose. So I'm going with Houston.
You guys are crazy. The Ravens are going to destroy the Texans. Like that indoor game against the Cleveland Browns, whose quarterback was Joe Flacco, that was cute. I called that one too. This is the Baltimore Ravens. They've been waiting 5 years for this moment. I'm going with the Ravens to win by 20.
Man, you both got such great points, honestly.
It's the toughest game of the week.
I'm leading to the Texans because, like you said, the team is dangerous when they have nothing to lose. Give me Houston in the points. I'll take Houston in the points. But Bray, you probably got it right.
Just remember, I picked the Texans last week.
I know, you did. You did.
Right.
You know, last week was a dog week. This could be a favorite week. You know, it could be.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It might, Rabbit. It might. The Green Bay Packers. You saw what they did to the 16-game winning streak for the Cowboys last week. They embarrassed Dallas in Dallas. They are traveling to San Francisco, who's been waiting for 2 weeks. They've been chilling out, and they are 9.5-point favorites right now. 9.5-point favorites. The 49ers are home, Bray. Your pick.
This is a tough one. It's almost even as tough as the last. Well, it wasn't tough for me. I want to say the Packers. I want to say they cover. I want to say the story continues with Jordan Love. But the 49ers are the 49ers. They run the same offense, and that offense comes from Kyle Shanahan. I know they were out of rhythm, but they run a very simple, very easy offense to get back in rhythm. I think they cover this, and to be honest, 89 plays on the field for the Packers defense last game. That's a lot of plays, and you're playing this offense.
Jair Alexander hurt.
Like, I'm going with the 49ers, and once again, I think this might be a double-digit comfortable win, too.
It's a 9-point spread. My bad. Ryan, you want me to go or you want to go?
I'll go because I've got conviction about this one again. You know, I think Green Bay has an opportunity not only to cover this spread, but to win this football game. Again, they are playing with house money. They are playing loose. It is going to come to, if they can withstand that first quarter, if they can withstand that punch in the mouth in the first quarter, I think they've got an opportunity to stay close and pull out the upset in the end. I'm going to take the points with Green Bay.
That's a big punch in the mouth, though, that first quarter. Like I was telling you, I'm with you. It looks like, Bray, you could go 2-0 here.
I know,
I'm taking the Packers, too, and I think they have a shot to win this game. I know every team has a shot. I don't know. What I saw from that Packer team, I'm very impressed. I really like where they're going. Give me Green Bay, and I think they upset them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I like it too. It's just one of those things where I like both sides of the argument. I'm going to just stick with the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Watch what we saw all year. And they're healthy.
I picked the Niners to win the Super Bowl. And, changed my mind here.
But you still think the Niners are going to win the game.
I do.
You just think Packers cover.
No, I like the Pack.
See, here, that's that secret clause of Packers fan coming back.
I'm not a Packers fan.
He was dormant this season, Ryan, but he's starting to get loud again. He's starting to get loud a little bit. Little secret Packers fan.
I like my division.
Little cheesehead.
I like my division. What could I tell you?
You do like the North.
We're going to go in order. We're going to just do the Lions game here. Buccaneers at the Lions. Sunday, 3 o'clock kickoff. 6.5 is the spread. Lions won 20-6 in week 6. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll take the Bucs and the points. Lions win the game.
I take the Bucs and the points, and I'm on the fence.
I'm going to say there's one blowout in these 4 games this weekend, and I think it's this one. I think the Lions absolutely blow the doors off of the Tampa Bay Bucs, and I'm talking like a 42-14 kind of game.
Ooh.
Lions 42-14 winners
Lions?
over the Bucs.
What's in that?
That's Chris Berman would say.
What's in that black
Lions.
BR cup?
All right, buddy.
That black BR cup.
All right, our final game of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get the hell out of Ford Field quick enough to get home
first
and watch this game. The Chiefs at the Bills. Defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. 3 points. Bills the home favorite, Braylon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kansas City Chiefs, they pull it off yet again. I'm going with the Chiefs, man. With the Buffalo Bills, I just don't trust Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. I don't trust the emotions of Stephon Diggs. And I don't necessarily trust Joe Brady because he really didn't run the ball last week, which is what actually got them there. So with that said, that linebacker core is depleted. The secondary is injured. I'm going with the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and that defense.
I was going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
That's your team.
That is my team. I'm still sticking with the Bills. The Bills are my team.
Yep.
They win the AFC and they go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But I'm going to take Kansas City with the points. I think the Bills win. I'm going 24-23 Bills. Bills win. Kansas City covers. And I'm not going to mess with history in this one. I read a stat where the official that has this game, Kansas City is 8-0 against the spread with this official as the person or whatever. So I'm going to say Kansas City with the points. Bills win the game 24-23.
Chiefs dominate this game.
Thank you. Thank you.
They don't dominate it, but they win.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. Could be a last-second game again. Hell, I hope this game goes to overtime, but by the time I get home, I might need overtime just so I feel like I watched an entire game. Give me the Chiefs. I don't know what the hell. I don't know why. Just give me Kansas City as an underdog. I got to take the Chiefs and
I
the
love
points.
it. The one thing I love about this game, this is the very first time that these two guys have played each other and both guys are healthy. Like Josh Allen has been hurt a little bit. KC, Mahomes has been hurt every year in the last couple playoffs, so I hope I didn't jinx it, but we got two of the best going at it. Maybe 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. You know whose number, it's Lamar Jackson. But 1 and 3 going at each other and they're both healthy, that's the game I want to see.
Pretty good stuff there.
Right.
You guys got any, Mavs, you got any ideas about a total? Do you notice any totals you like this week?
I don't. I mean, our total, we're indoors. It was 20-6 the first time. And I know these teams are different, but that's 26 points, man. And what's the over-under in our game? 45?
49.5.
49.5, man. That's almost double of what they put up in week 6. I got to take the under in that game.
Right. Talking about the Lions?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I get that, Maz, but once again, I keep trying to tell people that this is not the same Detroit Lions team coming to this game, and it's also not the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Like, that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team scored 6 points. They've scored 30 in 3 of the last 5 games. They've scored over 25 in all of those last 5 games, well, except the Panthers game. They only scored 9, but this is a team that has changed that skill position group, man. You really got to watch out, including the tight end Baker Mayfield and Rachaad White. So these are two different teams. I think I'll take the over on it.
All right, guys, let's change it up next. We're going to talk some tickets next with our good friend Joel Schwartz from Big Time Worldwide. We'll do that next, but first, a message from Big Boy.
All right, guys, wintertime is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy, the veal parmesan, the Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. They both sound delicious at this time of the year, especially. And for breakfast, want to start it off with a great breakfast. The stuffed potato pancakes, the Santa Fe, and, of course, the lumberjack omelets. You got to get those. And the apple pie hotcakes. Man, those are good. And then, of course, they still got the best shakes in town. Every flavor you want. And for a limited time only, they still have the gingerbread shake. Check them all out at your local Big Boy.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey guys, it's Maz for that great game sweeping Detroit's Jack Labrador. JackLabrador.gg for more of the details. It puts a whole new spin on the old rock, paper, scissors game. 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Comes in this great box for you. Plenty of stuff to do. Lots of games. Check it out right now online. Check that QR code or just go online to JackLabrador.gg for more of the details.
Hey, welcome back. Just with Jack Labrador for a minute, those guys are great, man. I mean, they were at the watch party last week and supplied food for everybody. Such a great partner here at Woodward Sports. So if you are so inclined, give Jack Labrador a try. Guys, let's go to the VMix line now and bring in Joel Schwartz. He's been a ticket broker for 45 years. His phone's ringing already.
Well, may I help you?
He's sold over $100 million worth of tickets. Joel, you're on, baby. How you doing, Joel?
I'm gonna have to call you back.
Always working. Always working. The great Joel Schwartz. How are you, my man?
Joel can't hear us. He's writing me. He can't hear us.
Oh, we can hear you.
Damn, we can hear him.
We can hear you.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call you on the phone, Joel. But just give you a sense of Joel. He's always working there.
I like his setup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a good setup.
This guy has sold over $100 million worth of tickets.
Jeez.
He's part of the National Association of Ticket Brokers. He's been in business for over 45 years. And look, one of the things that he's seeing a lot is these scams now, because everything is digital. People are spending a lot of money on these tickets. They're showing up to the venues.
I like the old days where you go talk to the scalpers one-on-one.
But listen, that's part of it. That's part of his thing is like you do want to talk to somebody. And even, with StubHub and Ticketmaster, SeatGeek, whoever, one of the things you've got to make sure if you are buying a ticket on StubHub, and we'll talk to Joel, is make sure if you're buying a ticket on StubHub, or for instance, you better buy a ticket that's got an instant download.
Yeah.
Because you can buy a ticket from somebody, they haven't uploaded those seats yet, and they'll
take them back.
They'll take them back. They'll cancel your money, and you're out. You know, you might get your money back, but
probably not though.
Probably not. And you're out those tickets as well.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if I don't get the tickets off SeatGeek, or I don't get my tickets off Ticketmaster, where I gotta sign into my login and go through the whole process, or someone hasn't given me tickets, like, you know what I'm saying, from the organization or from the institution, i.e. University of Michigan, I'm not using them. I'm not playing this game, and I'm not trying to run myself or anybody I'm with up into some BS, because you look damn foolish if you get all the way down there, and when you get down there, Ryan Ermanni, they're like, and I tell you a funny story while we wait for them. I was in Atlanta. This is a concert. This is when Jeezy and Jay-Z were on tour. Went down there, got, I think I had like 7 tickets or so for the friends that were down there. And then I wanted some more. So I saw a guy scalping tickets, same exact color, same exact thing as the tickets that I had in the Louis Vuitton store. So I'm thinking, it's Louis Vuitton store, this ATL, we're going to such and such. Thought I was good. Man, 4 of those tickets were fraudulent. Those are the ones I bought in the
Get out of
Louis
here.
Vuitton. Hell yeah, they bought them in the Louis store. What the hell was I thinking? This is ATL. I knew they should have been fraudulent, but we made it work. We just, we kind of snuck in there. But yeah, if it's not coming from the source, I'm not purchasing it.
There can't be much worse than, spending a ton of money, planning, heading to a game, and then all of a sudden you get to the turnstile and that ticket that you thought you purchased is fraudulent.
And you got a bunch of people behind you screaming they want to get in the game.
Right.
You look like an idiot when it doesn't work. It's terrible, man. Yeah. It's terrible. I really don't like buying it that way.
Oh, there we go.
Do we got Joel? Joel, can you hear us? Oh, good.
He just jumped on.
Good. Guys, this is Joel Schwartz, longtime ticket broker, bigtimeworldwide.com. Bigtimeworldwide.com. Like I said, he's been in business over 45 years, sold over $100 million worth of tickets, and he's part of the National Association of Ticket Brokers. Joel, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. I'm trying to get this camera focused. I'm doing really well. I'm sorry I missed the first part of what you guys had going on there, but I'm ready to give you the scoop of what's going on.
Let us know what are you seeing out there, Joel? Because we're just talking about, there can't be anything worse than spending a bunch of money and then you get to the turnstile and your ticket's fraudulent.
Well,
what are you seeing out there?
Let me give you a little bit of introduction here to put you guys, the people are listening, on the right track. I've been doing tickets. Sorry about that. I've been doing tickets for a long time, and I sell tickets to concerts and sporting events worldwide: New York, Chicago, Vegas, Miami, LA, and I beat anybody's deal online. What my friends tell me I bring to the table, the value I bring to the table, is when something does go wrong, when you're at that turnstile and you can't get in, you can call me and we take care of the problem. But I pretty much don't have those problems because I take care of business. And I bring my expertise to the table to tell you what type of seats you should buy and where you should sit. And I have a 200% money back guarantee. And why that's important is every day I hear people getting ripped off on StubHub, on SeatGeek, on Vivid. They placed their order. A girl called me from Houston last week for the championship game. She paid $900 on StubHub. They sent her a notice the day of the game. They're going to give her money back. The person selling the tickets didn't deliver the tickets to her, to StubHub. She had to pay $12.50 to get them on game day because the price went up. She lost $700. That happens every single day. So just because you're buying them online from a reputable place, unless you have a 200% money back guarantee, I give you a 200% money back guarantee. If you buy the ticket from me and we don't get the ticket, we're going to give you double the money back if you don't get the ticket. So we're coming with the ticket.
What would you say, Joel? What would you say? And I heard you earlier this week on Fox 2. Great segment you did on Fox 2. Just part of dealing with a person and not a website. And then the second part about that is you say always use a credit card. Why always use a credit card?
I have 3 rules that I have when dealing with a stranger or with somebody that you don't know. You may find somebody on Facebook or on Craigslist, or like I think I heard him say that he met somebody at the Gucci store or some other store. So here's the deal. Whether it's your friend, I suggest you seek out a broker. But here are the rules.
That was
Here are
years
my
ago. That was years ago, Joel. I'm a much smarter man. I'm a much smarter man.
Here are the 3 rules. Number 1 rule, you must talk to the person. The scammers are coming at me all day long, and the number 1 rule is I have to talk to you. If the guy called me yesterday, and he's from like Nigeria, he doesn't speak English. He wants the tickets. I said, to what game? He says, I don't know. I just need the tickets. I said, what's the team? What team's playing? I don't know. What team do you have? They're scammers. So you talk to the person. Make sure they speak English. Make sure it sounds like a legit deal. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. But you must talk to them. No texting and buying tickets. Second rule, you got to use your credit card. No Venmo, no Zelle, no PayPal, credit card only. That way, if you don't get your tickets, you can go back to the bank and you can dispute the charge and you don't have to pay. And last thing is, you really need to be careful. If people want to meet up with you or they want to meet you, it's very, very dangerous. And so I would suggest if you did want to do that, meet them at a bank or meet them at a police station. Because the question is, are you going to give the money up before you get the tickets? Now, when you deal with a reputable broker, you don't have to worry about that. So that's my thoughts.
Hey, Joel, let me ask you, too, one of the things, Tom Mazaway was talking about, he always loved to meet the guy outside of the stadium, and, you'd see a bunch of guys out there, they'd have tickets, they'd hold them up. Those guys don't seemingly exist anymore. Maz misses the guy outside the stadium.
Because of the electronic tickets, Ryan.
Yeah.
Because of the tickets, there's no more need to go outside. Oh, they're all. Did I cut off on you?
No,
there?
you did cut off, but you're back now.
Right. So, we just don't stand outside anymore. I stood outside of the Michigan Union for a long time selling Michigan football tickets. Back when Stanley was playing, okay?
You took it back to Pops.
Yeah, I go back to Pops. I told you. I go back to those days.
It's true.
And 45 years of selling Michigan football tickets. And I've been to 34th. This will be my 34th straight Super Bowl.
It's incredible. Hey, Joel, let me ask you about, because a lot of people do go the StubHub Ticketmaster route. It almost feels like an absolute scam when you buy a ticket and you see that you might as well have to buy another ticket because of all these damn fees that are associated with these tickets. Where do these fees go, and do you charge those fees?
I don't charge those fees. I sometimes charge a 3% credit card fee, but for the most part, I can work it out, especially on these large dollar ticket items. Those ticket fees are a scam. It's how they make their money. It's even worse than that, Ryan, because what a lot of these sites do, I'll take, for example, Vivid Seats. I have no problem calling these guys out. They show you a ticket. They show you a ticket. The guy calls me up last week. I can buy lower levels for $720. I said, no, you can't. Oh, yes, I can. I see it right here on the screen. I said, no, you can't. Oh, yes, I can. He says, let me refresh my screen. Oh, it went up to $840. I said, okay, you can't buy them for $840. I said, put your credit card in there and put your fake email in there. Now tell me the price. Oh, it's $1150.
Oh, man.
I said, oh, we went from $720 to $1150 in about 30 seconds. Isn't that amazing? I said, my price is $900. I'm not playing any games. And I'll give them to you at that. No, I got to have them for $700. I said, okay, good luck. I'll pay anybody's price online. I don't pay those fees.
Hey, Joel, Joel, we're running out of show here, but I wanted to ask you this too. You've been in this business a long time. How, and I know it's all supply and demand, but it feels like these games, regular season, going to a concert, you're paying $1,000 to go see Pink, $2,500 to go see Taylor Swift. When did the cost of tickets for anything get so high? COVID. Oh, excuse me.
Ryan, that's a discussion we have to have on another day. We need more time than a minute or 2 minutes to go through that.
Let's do that. Let's do that again.
I'll explain it to you. It takes more time. I talked to your producer. I want to bring one thing up to help your fans out that are watching TV. that I got a call earlier in the week that because the Buffalo-Pittsburgh game was postponed last week, there's many disgruntled customers down at the casino because if you placed your bet at the casino before the game was canceled, your ticket became null and void because they changed the date of the game.
Wow.
So some guys went down with a $500 ticket with their Buffalo ticket thinking they won and they want to get their $1,000. And sir, your ticket was canceled. We give you the $500 back.
Sheesh.
But here's the gig. Suppose you bet a parlay with Cleveland and Buffalo, and Cleveland lost and got killed, and you thought your ticket's no good. Even though Buffalo won, you can still take your ticket down if you bet before they change the time of the game. It's still worth the $500.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of tickets out there that people may have thought they lost on, that the casino's going to keep your money. And I just want to let them know that tip, that
because
may help some.
The casino damn sure isn't calling you to tell you, hey, by the way, we still have your 500. You got to go claim that.
But the rules, if you read the terms and conditions on the ticket, it says that if they change the date and time, the bet becomes null and void.
Wow.
That includes any parlay that you put on that ticket. If you put a parlay and they're all losers, you can still go back and get your money if you bet before the time they change the game.
That's incredible. Joel, I definitely want to have you back. Hopefully, let's talk next week when we're talking NFC Championship game here in Detroit.
Hold on, Ryan, one second.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Hey, Joel, what's the cheapest ticket you got right now for Ford Field on Sunday?
$8.25.
So it wouldn't be me that has the tickets. It would be the Lions. And I knew you were going to ask that question. So I looked it up. I looked it up before I came online. When I did the interview 2 days ago at Fox, the cheapest ticket online was $675. Today, the cheapest ticket from the Lions is $467 plus service charges is $1150. $550 a seat from the Lions directly. You don't need me.
$550. Now, where does that allow you to sit in Comerica Park?
Bring out binoculars. We'll bring out binoculars.
Comerica Park.
Thanks, Joel.
Joel, you're the best, buddy. We got to
have you back next week.
Next
Joel.
week, you're back. You got it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Big Time Worldwide. If you want to go to the game, bigtimeworldwide.com for Joel. We've got to get to a break. Let me tell you about Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, the Barada family has been supplying Detroit's finest hotels, restaurants, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Get your meat today, for the Detroit Lions game this weekend. Fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Planet Fitness is still your home of the judgment-free zone where you can feel comfortable and work on your fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness trainer. Remember, you get all this just for $10 a month.
Only $10?
With no commitment. Yes, guys, no commitment for only $10. No matter where you are, there is always a Planet Fitness nearby, more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area. So find your local Planet Fitness today, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
All right, Tom Masway, close it up for us.
Hey,
what do you got?
2 quick NFL notes. It just struck me as funny. Micah Parsons, he has a podcast. Yeah. Skip Bayless, a big Dallas fan, kind of calls out Micah. He says, hey, Micah's going to be doing a podcast. That's what he does best. Ryan, can you read what Micah said back to Skip Bayless?
You just a hating ass MF who mad I ain't want to do your show. Where was all this when you were on my nuts wanting me to come on your show every Tuesday? You lame ass F Skip. Real shit. Fake ass Cowboy fan.
There you go. Skip against
I
Micah.
apologize for the language used.
I think it's great.
On this podcast.
I don't know what was funnier, the comment or the reading of the comment.
I love the reading. That's why I always let Ryan do the reading.
Let me tell you what I
read. He dove into the character.
Skip Bayless, you are lame.
It sounded like movie American Fiction I saw the other day.
Hey, remember earlier this week I said the best division of football is going to wind up being
NFC North.
Our division, the NFC North. The Vikings are probably the weak sister, but not if they get Russell Wilson. There's a chance that Russell Wilson will be shuffling off to Minnesota if Kirk Cousins decides to test out the free agent market.
I think Minnesota's better with Kirk than they are with Russ.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm going to just have to double down on what Ryan said. Look, at least Kirk Cousins knows who he is. I think sometimes Russell Wilson finds himself in a situation where he believes he's the guy that won the Super Bowl. He believes he was the guy that was responsible for their success. That ain't the case. Kirk Cousins knows who he is and he plays that way. So I agree with Ryan. I would take.
I got one last thing.
Kirk.
Go Lions!
Lions, baby. Hey, go around the room. Final scores, real quick. I got 42-14 Lions.
Ooh.
Lions 31, Tampa 26.
24-20 Lions.
Ooh, JB?
23-13.
And the great Pete Spivak.
It's going to be 31-28 Lions.
Ooh, so I'm really the only one that got the Lions covered.
Remember what I said, 24-20.
Okay.
Remember that.
Okay, Jack. Breaking us out of here.
But we've said enough all week. You see what time it is. I got the Detroit Lions, Barry Sanders, Pro Bowl 95 jersey on the
I missed the Pro Bowl. I missed the real Pro Bowl.
The Lions are going to win it all. We're done talking. We've told you everything we know. We're out of here, man.
God
we
rest
appreciate
his
you.
soul.
Keep getting the numbers up. And also check out that Lions VIP tailgate as you see it in the background. Go Lions. And also don't forget, Michigan won national championship. The JB, Pete Spivak, Maz, and my man Ryan Ermanni.
Peace.
See ya.
Lions, baby.